Hi guys, I'm Abhishek, you're watching Solo and this is Just a Thought. Today's Just a Thought is about why you should read books. You should read books because in a matter of couple of books you can gain 1,000 years of reference experience from the greatest minds of the world that ever existed. Books are also a great medium for gaining knowledge. Not the only ones of course, but definitely one of the best. Because reading makes your brain work creatively to visualize everything that you're reading, which increases knowledge retention. Books are also known to be exhaustive when it comes to their content. When someone publishes a book, they know it's forever and not like a social media post that will only last 21 minutes on someone's feed. The attention to detail and the commitment to accuracy is nearly unparalleled. Most online creators speak from what they have learned from books, of course, topped with their personal understanding and experience. But no one was born with that knowledge, and the internet is not a self-generating medium. While to people who don't read, it might sound like new information, but it's barely the shadow of the content in a book. Haven't you heard that a particular movie was just a shadow of the book in terms of its story and delivery? With books, you understand that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You understand that you don't have to learn how to make fire again. You can start from where our ancestors left and evolve from that point forward. As I wrote in my review of the biography of Leonardo da Vinci, when you know the wheel exists, then you can invent the engine. What's the point of committing the same mistakes again that took place ages ago? Just because you started from the scratch, you cannot claim that you invented the wheel. You objectively just wasted your time. This also applies to the understanding of life itself. Millions of people before you have crossed a certain bridge of understanding about life. Why would you want to disregard their lessons? Also, physical evolution for humans might be done, but there's no upper ceiling for the emotional, mental, and spiritual evolution of humans. And so, it's best orchestrated as a collective effort. So you should read because you don't have time to commit all the mistakes in the world. You also don't have time to figure out what works with every new mistake you commit. That's why read, because reading will give you the required perspective on something. Not necessarily something you agree with, but something you can think upon. Opening up a new dimension in your personal perspective. You start seeing and analyzing things differently. By reading, the vision you will develop about our world will be a rewarding one, and you will feel more like at home. It also gives you more words, expressions, idioms, language, and structure to express yourself clearly and wholesomely. Also, how can I not mention the amazing and fulfilling experience that reading a great book is? You won't know until you read one. And by the way, it doesn't matter whether you read a physical copy or a digital copy. In some sense, it does, specifically in terms of your senses of touch and smell, but it isn't extremely consequential. As I am urging you to read, I must also tell you which books to read. May it be fiction or non-fiction, each book has a world in it and the years of thought and experience of the author into it. Therefore, it's very important to consider from whose thoughts and experiences are we reading from. The author, I mean. A great author will raise the right questions, answer what is necessary, and arouse the curiosity in you to seek further. While fiction is a great medium to learn from as well, or at least a great medium to instill curiosity and passion in you about a living world, it will not always answer your questions on life or give you practical advice on a particular subject. For that, you will have to read books from subject matter experts and from the non-fiction genre entirely. May it be healthcare, sustainability, art, psychology, personal or professional development. Autobiographies and biographies are great for picking up life experiences of some of the greatest people in history. A lot of people complain about getting bored while reading books or complain about getting sleepy while reading them. It's because they pick up a fiction book that they see adding no value to their life but adding extra work. The work of imagination and reading. Why would someone indulge in a fictional story like that if they just can watch a show fully produced for them that needs no work? If you are someone who's new to reading, then pick up something non-fiction that you see will help you get better in life. By the way, if you're a regular reader and you are routinely feeling sleepy while reading, then just saying you might be vitamin B deficient. There's a whole series on solomotivation.com on nutrition. You can check that out to get a better understanding. So if you want to gain in-depth knowledge about something, then grab a book. Acquire knowledge, apply it practically, and derive your own wisdom through your own actions. And that right there is the best recipe for growth. You will develop a better understanding of the knowledge you have gained through experience, but without knowledge first, as Da Vinci said, you'll be like a ship without a compass, drifting mindlessly in the ocean of life to nowhere in particular and learning just about the basic survival things. While with a compass, you could have landed on new shores and explored new worlds. Gaining knowledge first speeds up your learning process and directs you in the right direction. However, for it to be effective, you should definitely act on the knowledge you have gained. It's a whole cycle of gaining expertise and wisdom, but books are a big part of that wheel. Wrapping this up, here are my top 5 reasons to read books. 1. It helps you understand yourself better. 2. It helps you express yourself better. 3. A single book can make you aware about a varied range of topics. 4. You might develop interest in areas that you had none. 5th, you will develop clarity of thought. Therefore, it's very important that you become cautious of your book selection. Choose books that inspire positive action and reaction. Books that make you think about the possibilities instead of the disabilities. Books that make you a dreamer instead of a pessimist. Books that make you an agent of change instead of a stagnant life. Same goes for most of the content that we consume nowadays. Whatever you read or consume, always find the lesson, the actionable, and the purposeful. Most importantly, seek out things that inspire curiosity in you. I have a few book recommendations of my own. You can check that list on solomotivation.com/books. I keep adding to that list as I continue reading. Having said that, these were my thoughts. Space for your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in another Just a Thought. Bye.